Hey everybody, welcome to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Tiffany.
In this show where we take 3 titles united under some kind of theme. This one's really united and has a very specific theme. And then we read them all and then determine which one's the good, the bad, or the ugly if they apply. And if one's particularly bad, it is destined for the wrong box. A place of evil and lack of talent from which we will never return. So here we are. We have 3 titles. These are Star Wars prequel villains from an from a thing called the Age of the Republic or Age of Republic.
Age of Republic.
Tiffany found these in a dollar bin.
Whoa,
she found 6 of these in a dollar bin.
You're just gonna call me out and blame this whole thing on me.
You found these. You were like, "Hey, we have a show for these."
No, you were online and I texted you a picture of them and said,
"Hey, what do you think? Would
Hey.
these could be great for the show?"
No, I said, haha, for like Star Wars doesn't do well, let's not do these.
So here we are. So we've got Count Dooku, Darth Maul, Dooku, twice the pride, double the fall, and Jango Fett. These are not in the order you're supposed to read them in. There is really
there an order? No, they don't connect. Or
I mean, they kind of do, but like.
They connect to the movies.
Yes.
I guess.
And they're all written by the same people.
Yeah, and we're only missing one, but that wasn't in the bin.
Oh.
General Grievous.
Grievous.
I think because it's your favorite character in the prequels.
It's my favorite character.
It's a character you, like, every time he comes up, you're like, he should be dead.
He's dead, though.
But this is at least not a retcon that says he didn't die.
No, thank God. Oh my God,
I mean, it is a retcon because it gives him depth and
Well,
characterization.
yeah, it adds stuff that was definitely not planned, but it's not post getting cut in friggin' half.
No,
so they do talk about that though in the.
Did you read
here,
those?
Which I did read.
Oh, I did not read those.
Yeah,
I had enough.
Hilarious. I'm definitely going to talk about it.
Oh, good.
This is by Jody Hauser with art by Luke Ross.
I like Luke Ross.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't have any issues
That's what I have to say about this.
with the art in this book.
That's what I have to say about that Darth Maul book.
Yeah.
I like Luke Ross.
I like Luke Ross.
Each one of these has a little blurb in the beginning about who they are.
Yeah. Who is Darth Maul?
Sith Apprentice Darth Maul is long awaited in the shadows under the tutelage of Darth Sidious for the day when they would bring about the destruction of the Jedi Order, but his lust for battle drives him to act. And with the dark side of the Force as his weapon, the Jedi's days are numbered.
Yeah.
So what they took from the character of Darth Maul from the movies, it's just clear that they're like, okay, what do we know about Darth Maul?
Right.
He hates the Jedi because he mentions that he of last will like have a revenge.
Yes, he does.
That's one of
one of 3 lines he
things
has?
he has. So it's like, what if we made that into his character since he doesn't have one? So it's just he's just driven by the hatred of the Jedi, which is to say he's a Sith, but he talks about it a lot.
Yeah,
how much
like
he doesn't
more than
like
any
them.
other Sith I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's why Palpatine was like,
Oh, this one's gonna be good.
no, I thought that's why he was like, you know what? No, you're too into it.
Right.
Yeah.
This guy's not gonna last very long.
I don't like it. You're making me uncomfortable.
You just bought in.
Right, hook, line, and sinker.
But you don't have anything else going on.
Hey, would you like to be a member of the Sith? I hate the Jedi. I'm so in. I've even got this new prototype for 2 lightsabers, but you glue them together, so you got like 1 lightsaber.
Yeah, we don't really do that.
Oh no, but it'd be sweet because then if you cut it in the middle, you'd have 2 lightsabers.
My hobbies are hating the Jedi.
Okay, that's not really a hobby though.
Yeah,
That's
but
more
like, why though?
I will not get into it.
I seek revenge on the Jedi.
That's the same thing as well.
And they don't get into it here even.
No.
Like they try to build it out, but it's still like, why though?
Okay.
So let's get into it. We're in Coruscant.
Okay.
I have no idea how it's
when I
pronounced,
would read it in the books, I thought it was Coruscant. When I heard it in the movie, it was Coruscant.
Coruscant, yeah.
And when we met Timothy Zahn, he said it's Coruscant.
Coruscant.
So whatever you want,
I'll
because
say
it's a
Coruscant
made-up
'cause
word.
Timothy Zahn invented it. So we're at the lower levels, and if you know anything about Coruscant, you know that's like the seedy underbelly, literally down lower level of
It's
Coruscant.
genius. You know, you wouldn't think you'd find that down there.
Yeah, but no. It turns out you go down, and it gets crappier.
Worse. Yeah, like in the Jetsons.
I would have thought the Fifth Element.
That too. That's where they got the idea, you see, from Jetsons the movie.
Right. I guess that makes sense. They're up in the clouds. It's idyllic.
Yeah.
what else?
Well,
what is it like down low?
Yeah.
It's not as nice.
No. Do you remember those
It is,
Jetsons
in
environment
fact, worse.
commercials?
No.
Where George is talking about how there's smog, and then they have to raise the house like to outlast the smog. And they're like, man, we should have done something about this.
Ah, we killed the Earth,
Yeah,
so we have to go
live
up.
above it.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like on Cloud City, but like the clouds are noxious carbon emissions.
Now, we all know underneath those clouds it's just nothing but used Band-Aids. It's all the used Band-Aids from the entire galaxy.
Oh. We've got a shady character hanging out.
Oh, yes.
And then we got a masked character.
Who looks like Boosh.
He kind of looks like Boosh.
Little Booch.
Yeah, he's got like a red visor thing.
That helmet red visor, like this shape, the shape that he is makes me think of that mask.
Yeah, I think it's just like, it's got to be like a big friggin' thing because his horn's got to fit under it.
Because it's you just gave it it's Darth Maul of that mask.
It's just straight up uncomfortable for him.
Yeah.
Just having that thing sit on those horns.
It's why he doesn't wear
Oh,
hats.
yeah.
He's like, no.
It's like having something touching your teeth all the time.
Yeah,
right?
they're actually like highly sensitive, like
Yeah.
sensory organs.
Right.
So this
well,
is...
normally they're like deer because they have this like layer of flesh over them that you're supposed to grind off in mating rituals. But Darth Maul's never gotten any. So
But he's like, but that said, this helmet is turning me on so much right now.
yeah, every nerve ending.
Okay, so he's meeting this guy to... The guy was hired for a job. He's stealing this load of like pre-spice.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, there's more guys, so I'm here now.
Yeah, I'm the muscle.
Yeah, they decided they wanted more extra backup.
Right.
That's me. And he doesn't know it's Darth Maul. And he monologues in his head about how he's like building this underworld organization. Like my master is like building his connections up top, and I'm building the underworld, like part of the plan. So Zek was hired by the Katus cartel, and they also hired Darth Maul. And so they go to like the spot where the buyers are gonna buy this, or the sellers are there. They have the cargo in these ships, and they're waiting for the buyers. And Maul's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
And Zek grabs. He's like, no. Like the buyers are gonna show up, and we're gonna wait for them to arrive because we don't want to like be in the middle of ripping these guys off when they show up.
Exactly. Yeah. Plus, it won't lead us to the next thing. Like we need to know.
Yes. When the buyers show up, then they'll get the stuff, and then we'll know where it is.
Yeah.
So Maul's like, fine, okay, and he's thinking like, does he know? Like, why does he know when the buyers are going to show up? Is it his experience or is it something more?
Oh.
So then, of course, they do show up like right away, and Maul's like, okay, they're here, enough waiting. He just jumps into action.
I'm taking them now.
Yeah. He's impatient, you see.
Ah, yes.
That's one of the virtues of the dark side.
Yes. So Zek's like, man, amateurs. So he jumps in, and they make short work of these guys.
Yep.
And Maul's like, he's not trained, but he is like really good. I can see he has potential.
Yeah, because this guy has like a reputation for being very lucky.
Yes.
And Maul's like, no one's that lucky.
Right. You're not just lucky. There's more to it. And the guy's like, well, we got them all, but like the reason I wanted to wait is because I don't know where the stuff is. So now we got to like try to find it. If you just waited a minute, like they would have gotten it out, and we could have grabbed it.
Yeah.
So he starts looking around. He's like, now where would they? Aha, here it is. And Maul feels him using the Force to like find where the spice is, or pre-spice, or proto-spice. I don't remember.
I think it's
I think it's pre.
Yeah.
I like proto spice.
Yeah.
That was an early version of the Spice Girls. And
Yeah.
this is proto spice. We haven't quite figured out what the rest of them are going to look like, but this is kind of a
Yeah, she's like an amalgam of all of them. What do you like about Proto Spice? We're gonna extract different versions and make like.
and then throw proto spice away.
Yeah, well, she'll be drained.
Right. I like that it's spice.
Of course.
They don't know what else.
What are we gonna
What do
use?
people want in Star Wars? I guess spice. They talk about spice.
Yeah, that's the drug. Of
He's like,
the
it's a
Star Wars
MacGuffin. I
universe.
don't care.
Yeah.
Outside of death sticks.
Right.
I've got to tell you
Hey,
something.
say
You
what
don't
you
wanna
want
sell
about
me
it. At least it's a new thing. At least they thought it. They didn't just use a thing that someone said one time.
Right. I mean, spice is a thing that they said one time that they used throughout the books.
Well, and the books did expand on it quite a bit.
Yeah. I seem to recall in one of the Kevin J. Anderson anthologies, Boba Fett has a real problem with spice traders. Like he has a fundamental opposition to the drug trade.
Right.
That Boba Fett has a problem with
Right.
it, and that's why he's such a problem with Han Solo.
because
Solo was a spice
smuggled
trader.
spice.
Yeah. He even has an interaction with Leia where he's like, "How could you be with this guy? He sold spice."
Look at me.
He was
Yeah.
a drug pusher.
Right.
I'm a bounty hunter. That's an honorable, like,
I'm
legal
licensed.
trade.
And I'm shredded. See.
Yeah.
I was
I'm
hired
shredded.
by the Empire to capture a fugitive who
Right.
broke the law.
A drug dealer.
I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, no, don't rehabilitate Boba Fett's image. God damn it. At least the prequels didn't do that.
No, they made him an adorable child.
They did make him a child, but he's like a jerk. And
yes.
That's appropriate. So, of course, you know, after the job, they're like, "Hey, that was a great job, man." Zek's like, you fight real well."
Right.
You know, they knew what they were paying for. Like, they got their money's worth with you.
Yeah.
And Maul's like, "Yeah, okay, well, I don't need you anymore." So he kills him.
Right.
Because, like, he doesn't...
Well, he mentions that he's like, because he's a force-sensitive
I guess
user.
he's dangerous.
Yeah, well, I think he
he'll
was going to
upset
kill him
his
no matter
plans.
what. But
Yeah.
I think like there was this extra element where it's like, it was easy for Maul to justify killing him because he was force-sensitive. And he
Yeah.
might have been useful, but nah.
Right. And maybe he knows that, like, Palpatine wouldn't let him, like, train him or something. I don't know.
Certainly that comes
Can
up
I
in another
keep
book.
him?
Yeah.
He mentions that, like, the death doesn't, like, satiate him. Like,
No.
he has the bloodlust, and, like, killing that one guy, like, didn't do it.
No.
Well, maybe if you didn't do it in the fastest way possible.
Yeah.
But he says he
Without,
can't
like,
do
a
it with
fight.
the lightsaber, though. He says, like,
Yeah.
even the...
He should have fought him.
Yeah, he
hand
could
to
have just
hand.
punched
Yes.
him. Like,
Or gored
beat
him
him to death. Oh, no, because then they know that Darth Maul is there.
And also
lot of
turn him
Darth-
on.
Oh, right.
And Palpatine's like, you shouldn't be doing this stuff. Like, you're risking bringing attention on our plan.
I'm sorry. Are you like standing out on a balcony in your like Sith robe?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, in full view of, like, what, like, they're not in the
that's how
underworld right now. They're
stupid they
in the
are.
upper
I'm
levels.
risking.
Yeah. Yeah, you look like the devil, and you're with me on my balcony.
Right, which he looks gross, and he shouldn't, because Palpatine hasn't been made gross yet.
Nope.
At this point.
Nope.
This is before Maul's dead. This is before the first prequel movie.
Yep, he should just look older.
But I digress. He's like, Maul's saying that they couldn't have traced, the Jedi won't be able to trace this to me. Don't worry, I took
Yeah. Based on nothing, I
precautions."
can.
And Palpatine just kind of indicates he's like, okay, this stuff you're doing, I don't really have any regard for it.
Right.
Something tells me
this
that
will
there's
not be it.
nothing that will satisfy your bloodlust. You're just a psychopath.
Right.
And
yeah.
maybe it's not the Jedi's fault that you want to, like, murder them. He recalls having murdered a Padawan
He
previously.
actually, doesn't he take the name of the Padawan
Yes,
in
he
his
ta-
like
that's right.
underworld
That's
contact?
the persona that he.
That's
takes
what
on.
the attraction is. That's what
Yes.
would key people into Maul's actions.
Yes, and Palpatine tells him, like, you are arrogant, like, you are not fully trained.
No.
Like, you're not, you think you're all that, and you don't even know the half of it. So he
You
takes
haven't gone to
him-
the bubble opera.
That's right.
I'm not taking you to the bubble opera.
He takes
This isn't how
him-
you get an invitation to the bubble opera.
So they get in a ship and they go to Malachor,
Oh no.
which has like a pyramid with like a red thing on top.
Malamar. I want to go there.
And Maul, like, mentions that this is where he first saw the sins of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Apparently they
It's like Pompeii.
killed. Yeah, there's like these like black like statues,
Yes.
except they're people. They're
Yep.
like ash
Which is
statues
yeah.
of people.
It's just straight up Pompeii. It's just-
yeah. Except they're Sith who weren't killed by a volcano. They were, I guess, killed by Jedi.
Presumably.
A Jedi volcano.
Right.
They shot up out of the ground.
Yeah, and they don't explain what happened.
No.
They show a bunch of like Sith like getting like accosted by these Jedi of like red eyes. which are
Yeah.
evil.
Well,
It's
don't
like,
worry.
you have red eyes.
Don't worry. There will be a pages-long comment or two in the.
Yeah,
down
about
below.
the
explain it.
slaughter of Sith at Malachor. It's actually like the reason for the whole why
This
the Sith
explains why you don't understand Darth Maul's motivation because you don't know the history.
and why like actually the Sith have a point.
Right.
Palpatine
it's
was
on.
right.
It's on Darth Maul's head.
Yes.
They have like 30 points, and yeah, they're sticking out of his skull. So Maul like grabs some ashes from one of the corpses and breathes it in.
It looks like he eats it.
I wish he like
it's just
smeared it on his face.
That'd be amazing. Just he could like
Oh,
the
that's
right-hand
where
Saruman, like
that's where his tattoos came from. It's the ashes of
dead
Malchior
Sith.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So he breathes it in and he goes on a vision quest where he sees a not red tattooed version
Maulian?
of
That's-
whatever his
They
That's
are
the
a
thing.
race. They have a name.
Yeah.
Zabrax.
Zabrax. So he sees a young Zabrax boy who doesn't have the red. So I guess that's a thing he paints himself?
No, he's some of them have red faces.
Oh, he's like a different subspecies or whatever, or a different race
Yeah.
of the Zabrax.
Yeah.
So, and
He's just embarrassed.
And Maul is dressed as a Jedi. He's got the Jedi robe.
whoa.
He's got the Tatooine Jedi robe.
Da-da-da-da.
And he's like, oh, Master Jedi, like, you gotta help. There's a friggin' Rancor, like, attacking us, which is accurate because the Rancors live on Dathomir,
Yeah.
where Maul is from.
Yeah.
So, yes. So Maul's like, no, I'm
I'm not a Jedi. I don't help people.
I don't save, like, weak people who need help. Like, why would I do that? That's what Jedi do, and they're lame.
What are you talking about? The Jedi slaughtered your Sith friends. They were weak. You feel bad for them. What a contradiction. You don't know anything.
Yeah, they were weak. But I'm gonna, that's why it's
Well,
okay that
avenge
they're dead,
them?
but I am gonna avenge them, because, like, they shouldn't have been killed.
Oh, okay.
Or something.
Seems like you're just kind of making it
Or
up. as you
what?
go.
I don't know. I just want to
don't
kill
know.
somebody.
I'm a
Yeah.
hunter, and I want to kill Thing, and this Rancor's here, so I guess I'll kill it. So
Right.
he does. And then, like, the family, like, invites him to dinner, and they're like, oh, thank you so much, Jedi, like, you saved us. Like,
He's like, what?
there's the, just like a Jedi, always right where you need him to be. They're such great warriors. Oh, hey, man, do you want to stay the night? Like, it would honor us. And he's like, ah!
Like, do you want to come to our pod race tomorrow?
Yeah, that'd be so wizard.
Like, he can't take
freaking
it, so
out.
he murders them. They're just so nice, he has to kill them.
Yep.
Wait, does he kill just the men?
No, not just the
men.
men, but the women and the children.
Oh, okay,
And
thank
you
you.
see him stabbing each one, but they're in shadow.
Right.
And the little boy's like, why though? And he says, because this is what the Jedi are. They're a lie. I'm like, what? The Jedi? You're proving your point by
Being them?
But
Well, they
you
thought he
aren't
was
one.
a Jedi.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're like a lie committing a lie, so what does that make you?
Is that a double lie? Is that
like,
a truth?
I'm proving to you why the Jedi are a lie because I'm murdering you. It's like, but you're not a Jedi.
No, you're.
If
right,
you
you're going
were, then you'd maybe have a point.
Yeah.
The Jedi will betray you, but you're
Right.
just dressed like one.
Yeah, you're still Maul inside.
Yeah, but whatever.
so
So that's his problem with the Jedi, is that they're a lie.
Right. Oh.
Because they promise, I guess, that they'll maybe something bad happened to him, and like there
Jedi
was no
didn't help
Jedi,
him.
or they
Yeah.
were there and they failed to save his family or whatever. I don't know. They don't explain.
There'll be
it.
another comment that'll explain his
Right.
history.
And honestly, if there weren't so many damn Jedi, I would buy that.
Right. Yeah.
But they're crawling all over these books.
Yeah.
All kinds of random Jedi pop up.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't even gonna get into it. I don't care because the book doesn't. He just says they're a lie and like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And then in his vision, like then a bunch of Jedis in shadowy cloaks like come out.
With like
yes.
Kylo Ren lightsabers.
Yeah, and they surround him. And then he wakes up.
Yep.
And basically the lesson that Palpatine tells him is like, or that he
Maul-
learns
yeah,
for himself.
Maul learns
He's
this
like,
lesson.
what did you learn? And Maul's like, what I learned is that like rage isn't enough because there's too many of them.
Exactly.
Like we can't just beat them by being like
A
angry
spaz.
and violent.
If I just freak out with my lightsaber and like I will be overwhelmed.
Right. And Palpatine's like, yes, good. Good. And that's why I have an intricate plan to, beat them.
That's why I'm a Phantom Menace.
Right. And he tries to like justify the inherent contradiction of the Sith, which is that they're driven by rage and emotion. And yet
But-
Palpatine spends like a decade or,
Or
more
more
building this like intricate, detailed plan.
Yeah, that could fall apart at any second because he
Right.
needed to become Chancellor by accident.
Right. So it's like, well, how did you do that? And he says, well, patience.
Machinations.
He says patience may run contrary to the passions of the Sith.
Okay, all right.
But if we act without thinking, without a plan, we will never rise. So I guess we'll just suppress our fundamental nature
Yes.
in pursuit of this pragmatic goal of taking over the galaxy.
Until we do, and then we could just freak out all day long.
Right.
And
And I feel like if you were a real Sith, as soon as Palpatine starts saying all this, you just
kill
like,
him.
Kill him, because like you're betraying the Sith thing of being emotional by
Right?
being all pragmatic.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's not consistent.
No. Well, there was an afterword, wasn't there?
Oh
that you
yeah,
liked?
and then the afterward. So in the afterward, it's like this guy who was instrumental, I guess, in bringing Darth Maul back, explains that it was actually George Lucas's idea.
No.
Yes. And he told Lucas, like, but he was
cut in half.
cut in half. And he's like, when I saw him get cut in half, like, I knew, like, oh, he's never coming back. This is Lucas saying, like,
Yeah.
that's it, he's done.
That's why he was cut in half.
So that's why I was surprised when George comes to me and is like, let's bring him back. I'm like, how though? And George says, like, figure it out.
I'm shocked it was that. I thought it was going to be, well, just put a friggin' droid, just put some spider legs on
That's
him or something.
masterful storytelling.
Yeah. You're a true artist, George.
Figure it out. I messed it up.
Yeah.
Here's the conversation.
Fix it. Here are my pieces.
Yeah.
My Darth Maul pieces.
Make it something cool.
It's not broken.
I didn't think it through at all.
Make him money.
Yeah. The story is he was this guy named Filoni was
Dave
approached.
Filoni?
Yes.
No!
Yes.
Dave Filoni is the mastermind behind the Clone Wars cartoon shows.
Yeah, Dave Filoni. Yeah.
And like the dark sabers and everything. He's the thing that everyone likes about anything prequel related.
There you go. It's Dave
He's the reason anyone defends the prequels. Is Dave Filoni.
I've got an idea, and you're gonna love it. And the idea was, he suggested Maul comes back, and Filoni says, it's over. He's cut in half. How does that work? And Lucas says, I don't know, figure it out.
Yep.
So he did. Filoni theorized Lucas made the suggestion because he had come to feel that Maul was underutilized in The Phantom Menace, and that the character had more potential.
No.
It's like, you killed him because he didn't have potential.
Yeah,
You killed him because he was a scary-looking image,
Yes.
and you milked it for all it was worth.
Yeah, no.
And so you figured, why not kill him? Let me cut him in half so that he's definitely dead.
Yeah, undisputedly. But still PG.
Right. Because, like, organs don't spill out or anything.
Well, it cauterized.
Yeah, it cauterized.
But, like...
So he could be like...
Yeah, no. George was like, I can make more money out of the image of Darth Maul if he didn't die.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah. Well, I read some, like, articles where people were complaining about how, like, the villains just get murdered and then there's nothing, they can't really grow or spread, like, change as characters and fulfill their purpose. So I was like, yeah, let's bring him back. Yeah. Like, no, that means just don't do it again.
Right. Well, just don't do that.
Yeah.
Just
No,
grow
the lesson I learned was to, like, just fix it by
changing the past.
Yeah.
Take the thing that I regret and just change it.
Yep.
So that it was never a regret in the first place.
Except I won't do it. I'm going to tell you to do it somehow.
Well, I don't do anything anymore. Yeah. You do it.
Figure it out.
These were made in 2019.
Yeah.
What?
I looked at the copyright. I was like, oh, this just happened. I was
like,
like, oh,
post-Disney acquisition.
they're trying to fix it. They're giving Darth Maul character. They're explaining.
Yeah.
Did you ever wonder, like, why he was so pissed
No,
off?
Or why he's at the end of Solo.
Everyone will tell us that he already does, because he was in all those other things.
He was in the Clone Wars, or Rebels. He was on Rebels.
He's a rebel.
Yeah. He's not a rebel. Yeah. He just takes Ezra on a freaking annoying quest, but like whatever. But like my point was like, he's like, oh, I have contact with the underworld, and that explains why he's in charge.
He's building that in this story. This is the start of his underworld journey,
which ends abruptly when he becomes dead again.
Yeah, when he abandons it all to settle a score.
Bingo.
With Obi-Wan for no reason.
So,
Tiffany, which one do you want?
Which one do you want?
You do Dooku.
Okay.
You do Dooku.
I'll do Dooku. Who do you hate more?
I mean, I hate Dooku the most, but I let's just get through this.
Okay. This is Count Dooku in The Cost by Jody Hauser with art by Luke Ross.
Yep.
This is a story where you remember that Chris Lee had to put on this silly outfit and say ridiculous things that had nothing to do with being a wizard and things that he cared about.
That was a paycheck.
And stabbing people with knives.
So at this point, Darth Maul is dead.
Yes, as far as anyone knows.
Yeah. At some point,
it's right after he died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's still Count Dooku.
Yeah. So like he has to. He's like helping to put together like the further plots of the movies that we are not in yet for this. So he goes to Sullust, where like he's like, oh, I have to like go here and do this thing, and I normally wouldn't do it, but I have to do it. This is beneath me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, little does he know, one day he will be caught with his pants down, dealing with like these ridiculous aliens on a bug world.
Yeah.
Trying to articulate with a frog that has a voice modulator.
Yes, this is all accurate. The Techno Union Army.
That's the one.
So he runs into a... What are they?
He's a Celestian. What's his name? I don't know.
Who cares?
Is that what it is?
He's a Nyanyub.
That's what he is.
He's the Nyanyub species. But
Nyanyubs are Sullust.
They are from Sullust.
Yeah, but
where the Rebel fleet.
I thought for some reason I thought he was a Nemoidian, but I don't think that's right.
No, Nemoidians
are the
Newt Gunray.
So he arrives on the planet, and like to add insult to injury, he runs into the representative of this Sorusub.
Yeah, the company.
Corporation.
They make like fighters and stuff.
Yeah, who looks like another alien that we've seen before.
Yeah.
Who got to help fly the Millennium Falcon. He really just laughed on the Millennium Falcon.
That's what they sound like.
Yeah, Nyanyub is like, if we die here, tell my family.
Yeah, when it comes out as
tell my family.
He loved to laugh.
The amazing thing to put on his tombstone, and like that Lando like puts on it, and his family's like, "That's not laughing. That's how we talk."
What are you talking about? Doesn't he die in the new ones?
Yeah.
Doesn't he get sucked out of the hole?
Yeah, I think he dies. Maybe. I don't remember.
His name's Cap Clip.
Cap Clip?
Just like Clip Clap.
Yep. So he's Clip Clop now.
It's Clip Clop.
Clip Clop, that's his name.
From the Clorp Clop.
Nebula.
Nebula.
Yeah.
Burp. And essentially, they're like gonna wine and dine.
Yeah,
like,
they're like, "Oh, you're
he's
here
got to make a
to-
deal,
To do a
But you're here,
business,
and
and he doesn't want to be there because he's like that gives him the advantage. But I'm here anyway for reasons.
Yeah, I've secret,
For reasons.
Secret reasons.
Darth Sidious sent me here.
Secret reasons. Well, he's there to investigate a group as well.
Yes.
And but like we
Part
don't
of
know
building,
that.
Part of building the whole,
Like
all the intricate
separate
plans.
Yeah,
Siths or something.
Yeah,
sure.
I guess. Yeah, Birth of the Separatists.
And so like they take him on a tour, and they do this thing that I really really like, where he actually like Clip starts like telling him about something, and then it's like later, and like he's telling him a totally different thing.
Yeah,
and it's like,
not
great.
like he's finishing a sentence that's
Yeah.
6 hours later, and you're like, no.
And like Dooku's like, yes, I can see why, and I can just hear Chris Lee saying that, where
Yeah,
he's just
just-
beyond bored, and he's just so done.
I kind of wanted a scene like this in the prequels,
Right?
Like if you want to do, if those movies are chock full of boring scenes.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be great to see Chris Lee acting in one of them.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's like a Rhodean here, and like one of those like it looks like those like three-eyed kind of alien
Oh,
guys.
like what Reese was.
Yeah. It looks like that,
Maybe a
but it's
Gan.
hard to tell.
Yeah.
Dooku's got other places to be, and he's got more things to do, so he's like, oh, I should go rest, because I'm like tired.
old and
I'm
stuff?
old,
Yeah.
and he's just
Walking,
like, oh!
You've been walking around the city for hours?
Yeah, you didn't give me one of those
Tired.
floating chairs. This is horseshit.
Yeah, and Clip's like, oh my god, I'm bad at this, I should have let you, oh my god!
Please.
No! 1,000 pardons!
Oh my god.
No, and then like from behind Clip, as Clip's having like an existential crisis about losing his job, and like, what? He starts laughing.
Why do you mock me like this? That was a show of deference.
There's a figure that recognizes Count Dooku. He says, Master Dooku, and like he's like, oh, it's you, and like Dooku's like, it's a Jedi. Crap.
Oh shit.
But this is like the best part of this book, because the Jedi is a Tiger Man.
And he's great. Jedi Master to Oni.
Yeah. And he is...
Just a tiger.
He is literally a tiger.
They didn't even try.
Nope. He
I mean, like, listen.
has the head of a tiger.
And paws.
And paws, but he stands on his hind legs. That's the
Yeah.
only difference between a tiger and this guy.
But his feet are definitely
They're tiger paws.
The tiger paws.
In defense of Luke Ross, it's the best looking tiger man I've ever seen.
awesome.
But like, you didn't even make him like blue. We don't need to know it's a tiger. You could just have drawn a tiger and made it like a space tiger.
Yeah.
He's blue. He's
No,
well,
tiger.
tigers are
he
orange.
doesn't even have any doodles.
Right? Don't give him. No, he's just. I wanted to draw. You know what it was? Maybe they were like, and then an alien, and like a Jedi shows up, and he can be whatever you want.
Yeah.
This is where in the comments someone's going to be like, actually, that race of tigers was established like a decade ago in one of the X-Wing books or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they live on Frostiflake.
Yeah.
But basically, he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm running into you here. And like, you know, I don't know if you remember me. My name is Jack Zinn. And like Dooku asks if he's a master. He's like, I'm just a knight. I'm just a Jedi Knight. But he's like, you know, back in the day when I was a youngling, like a kitten, a cubling.
When I was a bottle baby.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, I remember like, you know, training with you and like, you know, you demonstrating fighting with Master Yoda and how like baller that was.
Yeah. Let's remind you that Yoda used a lightsaber.
He's a master
again.
swordsman.
He says your lightsaber technique was simply inspirational. It was simply great.
How many Bronson Flake jokes are we gonna get in?
I don't know. How long is he in this book?
The whole book.
Oh, well, there you go.
Most of it.
Just answered your own thing. And then, like, you know, reminds us that, like, Qui-Gon Jinn was Dooku's apprentice. Which I actually didn't know.
I remember that. Because he says that when he has Obi-Wan and the...
Right. I did know that then.
Yeah, he's like, oh, no, please, it's a mistake.
They've gone mad. They've gone too far.
Are you pretending to be not convincing?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Being sarcastic?
Right, is this... What is that scene? Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know.
the Tiger Man, Jack
Zinn?
Jack Zinn represents everything about the prequels. It's like, it's obvious, it's lazy, it's taken from other things,
Right.
but done incorrectly.
But he looks like a tiger.
And it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right.
Yeah, right, because tigers are fun. I mean, like, you know, I'm not going to begrudge a tiger man. It's just like, you know, does he roar when he's upset? Like, I mean,
Does he sound like a man? What does his voice
do
sound
we even
like?
see his tail?
I don't
It's
know.
It's
It's
under
his
robes.
robes.
But
What,
like,
are you kidding me?
Does he get excited? Does it give him away?
Yeah.
Anyway.
When he meets you, he has to rub on you to mark you with his scent.
God.
So anyway, Clip's like, hey man, like, cut your conversation short. I gotta take care of this old guy.
Right. He said he has to leave.
Leave this guy alone.
And then
We
like
got
Dooku's
business.
like, oh wait, we should go to dinner. We'll all go.
Yeah, bring Jack in.
Yeah, let's do it. And like Clip's like, okay. I thought we were gonna hang out together.
I thought you were tired.
Oh, you were just trying to lose me.
Oh, then your friend shows up.
Well, now we can go to dinner.
Oh my God.
So then, like, he does go back to his room before dinner, and
Yeah.
like he pulls out his like little like
Hologram thing.
his mini Palpatine, and he's just like, hey, like,
An
like,
apprentice showed
why
up.
is he here?
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
And
you tell me, because
And
you
like
know.
Palpatine's like, I don't know.
Wait, you think I know everything about everything?
Well, isn't that like your job? Isn't that why you're
thought you
like in
see
charge
things.
of things?
If I knew everything, I would have just gone myself or sent my hologram. You know, I need people everywhere.
Yeah.
What? But then, like, I feel bad because
You at the bubble opera?
and like, there's a
seem
guy like
distracted.
in the lower, you know, like balcony, like shh, turn off your hologram.
Did someone just shush you? You are at the bubble opera.
I can't get enough of this bubble.
Oh, you're breaking up. Throw.
Ow!
So anyway, so he's just like, Dooku like tries the Vader line, where he's just like, you know, if he could be turned, like, you know, maybe he could help
We're
us
gonna have
out.
a Tiger Sith.
Yeah. Which is like, what about this guy makes you
you-
want to train him?
Yeah, what about this friendly tiger? Hey, what's going on? Yeah, he could probably
He's a
fall
cat,
to the dark
he's
side.
a cat guy.
Yeah, he's a
I
cat
guess
guy.
he's not like looking down on Dooku, which other Jedi probably do, because they mentioned that Dooku had left the Order.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's not a Jedi
And he's
anymore.
like, he's still like nice to him.
Right.
Can we circle back to that? And mention the fact that it's like, okay, if you can just leave the Order
Yeah.
Yeah, why doesn't Anakin do that?
to marry,
Padme.
Because he wants to be a Jedi. I
he-
shouldn't have to.
Yeah, but he doesn't say
It's
that.
the Jedi that are wrong.
you know,
Because
not
I have ambition.
everyone can't have everything they want.
Well, I will.
Well, I should.
I should.
Oh.
I should be the most powerful Jedi ever. I
Why?
should get to have it all. I get
Well-
to be married and
have
a
kids
kid
and be a Jedi Master and be on the council.
and be on the council.
What advice?
Oh, would you like a unicorn? Because then we've got a unicorn man Jedi over here. Just assign him to you.
Yeah.
I suppose. I guess you could have that. All right.
Yeah.
Ever given wisdom of any kind, Anakin? Have you ever inspired anybody? Like, what makes you think you're justified to be on a council of anything? Much less
I
on
got
a Jedi?
Obi-Wan out of that nest of Gundars.
That doesn't count. Even Obi-Wan says it doesn't count.
So Dooku is like, you know, or not Dooku. Palpatine's like, I only need one apprentice, man. I
Yeah.
only need
No.
one.
Yeah.
Unless-
There's
unless-
always two
said-
there are.
Unless you want this Tiger Man to replace you. I mean, like that.
I do like that line.
Yeah.
Oh, unless you want him to replace.
No.
I can imagine Dooku. Oh God, right? Okay, fine.
I imagine Palpatine's like, wait, no, That'd be kind of fun.
Oh, a tiger man. That'd be fun.
That's just good for my image.
Yeah.
Roll up.
Right?
He roars when I enter a room.
Right, like it beats that fat blue guy.
Yeah.
Try to get everybody's attention. The tiger Sith, he roars. That'd be cool.
I assume that here Palpatine knows that like Dooku is kind of like not
all on
with
board.
him, and he's like, oh, what? You want to get an apprentice? You could like kill me? Yeah, team up against me and kill me? Yeah, I see your game.
You know what it is?
It's a hard no.
Palpatine like initially would be like that. Then he finds out it's a tiger guy. He's like, I don't want something to be awoken in me.
Right.
Do not bring this tiger.
bring him around.
Bring him. Don't even show me what he looks like.
I don't want to know. But that's what I'm into.
Yeah.
Not this time.
It's just completely repressed. That's his problem.
So they go to have like a dinner, and it's like, you know,
It's awkward as hell.
it is. Clip might as well not even be here.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
And like they do mention like, you know, like that like they talk about his family affairs, and I was just like, no, like basically there's a rumor going around that like, you know, what is the rumor?
The rumor, I think, is that just like...
Oh, that he was forming a new order of Force users.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's like, nope.
Which is like
kind of true.
dangerously close to the truth.
Dangerously close, yeah. But he's like, nope, I was just looking after my family's business.
Yep.
So
nope, I own land, so I'm a count
We
now.
get some actual backstory.
as to why he's a count and
what
why
does that
he's not
mean?
like why does he have a lightsaber?
Like he's actually part of a royal family,
Right.
I guess, and
Yeah.
they have like business interests all over the
Yep.
galaxy.
Well, you need to do
which is
something.
his cover, which is
Actually
not bad.
pretty okay.
Yeah.
It beats just George wanting to call him Count Dooku because Chris Lee was Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is exactly what it was.
I'm
but
shocked
at
his name
least-
isn't Darth Dracula.
Hey, check this out. It totally looks like Palpatine's just over there.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he is there.
That'd be
and
really
he rerouted
funny.
the call. Like, you know, he's
my
like, I'll call
God.
Coruscant. And it's like, no, he's calling me. I know about the tiger guy. I'm over here jacking.
He's trying to come up with
Yeah,
something.
trying to come up with a reason.
Robes are very big in the Star Wars universe. I'm going to let that go.
Yeah, that's fine. So Dooku, you know, asks Jack as to why he's out.
Yeah,
like,
what
in
are
the
you
outer,
doing
like, what are you
here?
doing in the outer room? And he's like, oh, it's private business for the count. Yeah, I
a
can't
Jedi
tell you.
business.
Especially not in,
buy your
not in front of this guy. Look at the size of his ears. They're too huge.
Yeah.
He hears everything.
He hears everything. He laughs about it later. So then, like, later on, like, Jack Zinn is, like, headed home, closing his robe up, and, like, Dooku's like, oh, do you mind if I, like, walk with you a little bit? And he's like, sure. And they have, like, a conversation about how, like, Dooku could feel he was, like, nervous or, like, upset, like, and, like, he's just like, yeah, it's my mission, blah, 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 like, he's a little worried about it, and he's just like, hey, why don't you, like, you know, tell me about it, like, a little bit, like, you know.
I used to be a master. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, you knew Qui-Gon, like, I'm an okay guy, and he's just like,
Qui-Gon can vouch for me.
yeah, and they do, like, the, like things that we've heard before. He's like, of course he's a great Jedi, and Dooku's like, and a great friend.
Oh.
Right?
And maybe if he'd had help,
Right.
he wouldn't have
Died.
died.
Yeah.
Even with his Padawan there, it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So
that's
sometimes, you know.
Yeah, he blames himself. Or
Yeah.
he's saying that he blames himself.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he died because I wasn't there. And like, you know, like Jack's like, hey, you can't just blame yourself, man.
Whoa.
Jack Zinn is like the most positive
Yeah, he's
Jedi
so
you've
friendly.
ever
Yeah, he's
met.
just a nice guy.
Yeah.
That's why he's never gonna make Master.
No.
Yeah, no.
Because everyone's just gonna always push him out of
gonna
the way.
step on his
This
tail.
is why you're in your, what, 30s and you're still just a knight?
Wait, is that 30s and cat years? Or... what is that? Does it function?
Yeah, but Jedi Masters don't fly. You know. It's like the admirals don't fly. You know,
Yeah.
like, Jedi Masters sit on beanbag chairs and pass judgment. Knights get down in the dirt.
That's true.
Wasn't Qui-Gon could have been a master, but he was a knight.
That's right.
And he's like, no,
Well,
they wouldn't let him
Was
because
he a master? He wasn't on the council.
He wasn't on the
He could
council.
have been
but
on the council.
He I think that he is a knight, and it's like he should have been a master, but he's like, no.
I think he was a master.
I think he
but
was
he wasn't
too.
on the council.
That's right. Which like,
They were
hey
in
Anakin,
chairs.
what are you complaining about?
Dooku basically uses like the oh, I should have been there like to help him.
The sympathy movie.
Sympathy to like be like, let me help you. Like let me
Yeah.
make it. Let this old
I
man
wanna
make a
sure that
difference.
You
Nothing
don't.
happens to you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So basically, he
Friggin'
reveals
tiger guy, like,
the tiger is like, hey, there's a
Okay.
criminal organization here on Sullust, and I'm looking into them. And like Dooku's like, that's exactly who I'm looking into.
oh.
Okay, cool. So like they decide they're gonna go on the adventure together, and like they're running over rooftops, and like Zach's like, you know, oh, let me know if I'm going too fast.
Like, no, I've got this.
I'm good.
And
Go
I
ahead.
kind of like that image of Chris Lee, but like in an action pose. Like,
Yeah.
it's like because he's got the Force, it's like, oh, I can jump and stuff. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fun.
This old dog has a few tricks left, you know.
So they like go to their location. They use the lightsaber to like go inside. They're like ambushed by a bunch of people with guns.
Yep. Dooku saves him.
Yep.
But somehow he didn't sense a gun coming out of the wall beside him.
Yep. Which I was like, okay, sure, whatever.
So he's not very good at this.
No.
Well, he's a tiger.
He is a tiger. I mean, what do you want? He's a tiger. He's a tiger.
He's a tiger
He's
man.
supposed to have a nap now. So they use their lightsabers and they like, you know.
Yep. Murder all these guys.
Yeah.
These underworld guys.
And then like essentially like, you know, that's when Zach, well, he noticed it earlier, but he has the opportunity. He's like, your lightsaber's red.
That means you're a bad guy.
It's like, wait, where'd you get that lightsaber?
Yeah. Like,
I made it.
yeah, it's me.
myself.
So then he takes his lightsaber and like he, I guess, flings it into him.
I can't tell if he flings the lightsaber.
Oh no, he
into
uses
him or if
he uses a
the gun.
blaster.
Yeah.
He
It's
raises
a little unclear, but yeah.
Yeah, no, he uses the blaster to kill him.
Yeah, because there's a levitating blaster and there's smoke coming out of it.
Which like sucks. I was like, that's
yeah.
how you
It's
killed
like,
him.
damn it, you killed the tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crap. I knew it was coming, but I was still
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
the tiger can't live.
Because it's a tiger. Like, you feel bad. They're endangered.
Yeah, and then he goes like tiger, tiger, burning bright.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He says Jedi, but they spell it with like a Y.
So Dooku like does what he came to do, which is like
Broker the deal.
like
with the gun runners.
like discuss the arrangement with the guys at organization.
like,
There's
"You
like
work
one
for
guy
us now."
left who's like, you know, like really hurt. The guy's like not gonna like work with him necessarily. He uses all the guns and he's like, I'm in charge now,
He
bitches.
levitates like 30 guns.
Yeah, that was a cool scene. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that image of the guns and Dooku's like face, like kind of like sunken in.
Yeah, and then like Clip says his goodbye to him, and then like, you know, like, oh, hopefully we'll see you soon. He's like, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, and I'm on my
You'll
way.
be seeing me.
And then I didn't read the afterword because I couldn't care less.
No. And finally, we have Jango Fett, one of my least favorite characters in the entire prequel trilogy, which is saying a lot. Of course, written by Jodie Houser with art by Luke Ross. This is a first, actually, I think, where it's the same creative team for all three books, yet drastically different stories. This one is that basically it's a training mission for Boba. Jango has taken Boba out on like a job, and he introduces him to like some unsavory characters that Boba's not familiar with, as a way of kind of being like, you have to learn to like meet new people and like not to trust them and like, you know, size them up and see like who's gonna screw you over.
You need to get people skills.
Yeah. Boba needs people skills.
Yeah.
He never
Bounty
learns
hunting
them.
is a
Yeah,
profession where you have to deal with the public.
exactly. So we meet three characters whose names I'm not gonna
Call them
bother.
like the green one.
There's a Zuckuss, there's a Bat one, and there's a Greedo.
The Bat one's Tyver.
Tyver.
Thank you. But the Bat one is the one that's reaching for the blue milk in
Yeah.
New Hope.
Yeah.
Zuckuss is of course from Empire and Greedo.
But it's not a Zuckuss. And it's not Zuckuss and it's not Greedo.
No, it's just
others.
a Zuckuss.
Yeah.
It's whatever they are, Rodean and the other thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the whole thing I think is an escort mission. It's just like Jango has the deal with the Kaminoans.
Yeah.
To sell his genetic material for the Grand Army of the Empire or Republic. Oh, and
Pre-Empire.
but he's still taking jobs.
Yeah.
Because like he'll get rusty or whatever. We see him like kick ass and take names and then introduce the trio to Boba.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
hey, you got a little kid with you.
yeah,
man.
whoa, you got a little barnacle on you. And he's like, hi. And he's there. And so they all get into Slave One and they leave. And, Boba's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, why are we
Jango's
dealing
like,
with these people?
this is for you. You got to meet people. Let's go. We get a little context for like how the deal was brokered for Jango to even sell his genetic material to the Kaminoans.
Yeah.
It looks like Dooku,
But it's not.
but
It
they
is.
set up the deal with Sifo Dyas, who George Lucas has expressly said was not any other character you knew in disguise.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple of fan theories that like Qui-Gon was Sifo Dyas because he was killed 10 years ago at the same time that Qui-Gon was. But it's clearly Dooku. But Dooku brokers the deal for the Kaminoans.
Yeah, and he calls him
for
Darth
Jango.
Tyrannus, right?
He does. So it's Dooku. But it should be Sifo Dyas, but it isn't.
Well, is it that Dooku was masquerading as Sifo Dyas for the Kaminoans?
They don't explain it.
Maybe Sifo Dyas brokered the deal with the Kaminoans,
Yes.
and Dooku brokered the deal with
Jango.
Jango.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, this is a series that is like characters subcontracting out. I mean, like Jango
Right.
was hired to kill Padme, so he hires Zam Weasel to shoot Padme with centipedes.
Right.
So like like, what are you doing?
Like, maybe Sifo-Dyas commissioned the army, and then Tyrannus, Dooku, is like, okay, well, I'm the guy who's actually going to, like, implement it.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to find
Yeah, I'm the boots on the ground.
And, oversee it. I don't know.
This is the only part of this I liked.
Well, of course, because it's a Shadows of the Empire reference. The Twi'lek girl's dad doesn't want her with the Shizor type person.
Yeah.
And so, like, they want Jango to go get her.
Yeah.
Well, the cadre of
Alive.
hunters.
She's
Alive.
bring
her back.
It's not a dead or alive.
No.
It's a, like,
Bring her home.
Yeah.
It's just one of those, like, she's run off with some jerk
dude,
who's beneath her. And I love it because, like, the bounty hunters and Boba, you're like, aha! Like, you better get out of here. And then, like, he totally just abandons her. Like, he just runs. He's like, oh, shit! And, like, just turns tail and runs.
It's awesome.
And they're like, wow, that's lame. Yeah, and of course, Boba's like, did you know she was going to fall? He's like, no, I'm just really good at my job.
Yeah, I just plan for contingencies.
Yeah. So,
I'm like the Batman of the Star Wars universe.
I don't have the Force. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about everything.
No. So they're leaving, and they're just taking a leisurely stroll to their ship.
Yep.
When Boba is slightly away from Jango, and the Bat creature's like, "Okay, that's it.
Yep.
Like now the trap is sprung.
I'll pull out my weapons.
My dual
swords.
Swords.
Literal swords. Well, maybe they're daggers. He's a little Batman. So
They're trying to like indicate because they're like, I'll kill him. Like, you give me the girl. Like, get her out of your ship, give him to me, or I'm gonna kill him, or I'll kill the kid.
Yeah.
And it's like,
are you ready to lose your only son?
Right, and it's like, I don't have only one.
Right, but he only took the one that has.
But I'm just saying, like, I assume that they want to jump to this
device,
because it's fine.
It's all about his son.
Yeah.
Here's more stuff about his son.
Yeah. But he said, but the Kaminoans are like, oh, it's great, isn't it? You're welcome. Like, you must be very, very proud. And he's like, why? They're all just cannon fodder. Like, I made a bunch of, like, dead people. And they're like, well, they're yours.
Master
you made them.
Sifo-Dyas.
Well, you've got the one that's different, at least. Don't you care about that one?
I guess I do. So, they're like, so okay. And Jango's like, nah. And they're like, what? And then Boba freaking kills the bat creature with a little blaster.
A little blaster.
A little teeny
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I love it because the Zuckuss one is like, you killed Diver!
I'll fucking kill you!
It's like, what? Like, you honor among thieves here? You killed my friend! Like, what are their
You
lovers?
just betrayed Jango Fett!
Yeah, you were gonna kill a child, and you're like, you monster!
Yeah.
So Boba shoots the blaster out of the hands of the other alien.
The Zuckuss.
And and Jango's like, well, it's your call. You gonna kill him or not? And he's like,
he uses that guy as target practice. So he hits the gun out of his hand.
Yeah, he shoots the gun out of his hand.
And then he hits him somewhere else.
That's right.
And he's mentioning that, like, I gotta be precise. This is part of my training.
This is all, I see this all part of
I'm supposed to do clean kills, but also I'm supposed to train.
Right.
So I'm gonna
he shoots him a little bit, and then he shoots him in the face and kills him.
Yeah.
And so then they turn to the Rodean, and they're like, he's like, hey, whoa. And they're like, clearly,
oh, you got him. Good job.
Yeah, and they're like, clearly, they didn't know.
Yeah.
About that. But, Boba, it's up to you. Do you want to kill him or not?
Yeah, well, you didn't help either.
Right,
yeah.
right. You just gave up.
Yeah.
And so Boba's like, they forfeit the bounty, but they get to keep their life.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds very fair.
And I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. And then he runs away.
He runs away, and Jango's like, you did get screwed, though. Like, you should be more careful.
Yeah.
And so then they get in the ship, and they leave, and basically they're just like, what'd you learn?
Yep.
And he's basically like,
what did you learn?
What did you learn? Like, watch my back. I need more training, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, why did you leave him alive? And he's like, well, he deserved to die, but, it carries the legend. They know not to mess with Boba Fett.
No, they know not to mess with Jango.
Well, Jango Fett. And he's like, yeah, but also you earned, like, you taught a lesson about Boba Fett, too. Like, you started you're starting your legacy and your legend about who you are. You're building your own reputation.
Yeah.
It's a story about family.
At the end of the day, that's what it really is. All these books are just about family. I also did not read the appendices. I
Jango Fett.
Can only imagine that it's stupid, as it opens with a quote that says, I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.
Right.
So at the end of the day, all these are isolated tales that focus entirely on one character. They're all by the same creative team, which I think is kind of remarkable, because they're so different. Like, they're all pretty different. But they also do this amazing thing of, like, they focus on the character in the time from which they are being portrayed. They don't do, like a lot.
Yeah.
And even if they do, they only do the they have the movie that they're from.
Right, and they have flashbacks, but they're flashbacks to other times that
in
we
the
also
movies that they're
seen.
in. Like, they don't reference books, cartoon shows, other comics.
We don't see characters coming, except for Palpatine, who's constant threat, which he should be.
Except for in Jango
Well,
Fett.
he's not in... Yeah, that's true.
Because Jango's not really relevant.
Yeah.
So the question is, which one's the good, the bad, and the ugly? Which one did you like the best out of these?
This is very hard.
This
might be
Sophie's
the
choice.
hardest episode we've done because there's like the competence level of the writing and the art is equal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's really just going based on the story.
Right, and I'm trying to put to rest any personal prejudices I might have against particular characters. Like, I want to immediately go to Maul. He just sucks and he's so empty. But the book is about how empty he is. And but then I want to go to the Tiger Man book because it's so stupid and so lazy. But I feel bad for the Tiger Man, so screw you. Now I feel bad the Tiger Man died. And Jango Fett's just this shallow story about Boba Fett. Ultimately,
the worst.
but like that's the story that's the tightest.
It is very... Yeah.
So, where are we here?
I genuinely liked the Jango Fett story because I just pretended that it was Boba Fett. It's just a fun
Whoa, you
Boba
can't
Fett
just do
story.
that. I can just pretend
Well, I
anything.
You can't pretend Maul or Dooku is anything else.
Yeah, I also have a soft spot for Jango Fett because he's the protagonist of the Bounty Hunter video game, which is excellent.
Right.
And so...
I heard great things about that, but I didn't have the system.
It's
I have
it's a really good game. The story is fun.
Right.
Right, but I have no soft spot for Jango.
I
mean,
have
the character
zero.
shouldn't exist. So for me, this is the good, just because it was the most entertaining and fun. They all do this like retconning. They all are like filling in the gaps, like trying to make the prequels better. And I think that sucks and don't even bother.
Right.
Especially now. Why now?
Yeah. Why 2019?
Weird, but it does sort of fill in some gaps, except it doesn't explain the Sifo-Dyas Tyrannus thing quite.
No.
Actually, you don't even need that. You could have had an extra scene with like the Bat guy and stuff. Like you didn't need a scene to explain that Dooku was the broker between the Kaminoans and Sifo-Dyas or whatever. Like we didn't need that.
No, but that's like all of them. All of them are trying to like explain some aspect
That like George Lucas was just lazy or untalented enough to not explain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a similar... at the end of the day, when I read Jango, I was like, I kind of like that story a little bit. But I also kind of dug a little bit more the Dooku story. Not more than Jango, but I did dig the Dooku story a little more.
Right.
I felt bad for the Tiger Man. I understood Dooku a little better, and I liked his like journey and the explanation of like why he's a count.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it is Dooku, and I could not care less.
Yeah.
And Jango Fett is a problem, but like... At least it's a cool bounty hunter story at the end of the day. Like, it's that much closer to Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Which is infinitely better than anything Jango Fett's ever done.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I gotta give it to Jango. But I don't think Dooku's the ugly, despite the Tiger Man. When I saw the Tiger Man, I'm like, this is gonna be the worst one.
No, I gotta give this the good.
Yeah?
I just really hate Jango.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let my feelings go for that one. Also, there's a Tiger Man in this.
Also Tiger Man.
So that's also a plus.
I enjoyed looking at this more.
I did enjoy looking at that, too.
I was like, look at the Tiger Man doing things. Oh, he's at dinner. Oh, no, he's jumping over rooftops.
You know what's funny? What's a sin is there's no sequence where like they're talking and like Dooku's engaging with Nyenya, and the Tiger Man isn't just like grooming himself.
Right.
No, I actually like. I don't care about Dooku at all. But I did like that they that they added in how he got the name Count. I was like, oh
Yeah.
oh okay.
Explain him a little bit.
Yeah, and the fact that like
And he's a
he's
shithead.
not like Maul is like.
He's so one-dimensional.
Chaotic evil, and it doesn't make any sense.
He has a plan that is not just kill everyone.
Yeah.
But it's also not even like betray and kill my master. Like it's not the
It's
Darth
not
Vader
that,
plan.
but he also like sees the value of like the Jedi, at least this one. Like he's just like
he's like, okay, I don't want. If he would rather not kill his like compatriots.
Yeah.
If he could help it.
Yeah.
He will.
Right.
Absolutely, but that's not like the goal.
Right.
No.
To murder all the
No,
Jedi.
and I kind of like
If he
that.
can avoid it, he will.
Yeah, and I liked how he played out, like how like he was just like he saw a means to an end. He's like, okay, if this guy's here and we don't know why, I bet it's the same reason I am, and that'll help me because he could just find it where it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, sure.
Yeah, it's a little bit clever. It's like, oh, don't you want to like stay away from that guy who might mess up your plan? He's like, no, I'm gonna get right up against him,
Yes.
and find out as much as I can because like he has no reason to suspect me.
Right.
I am a
respected
person who
member.
left the order, but it wasn't on bad terms.
No,
Right.
and like he kills him, like because he knows that Palpatine's not gonna let him train him.
No.
And also because he's like, oh, I'm found out. Okay.
Yeah.
I
He's got
pulled out
me.
my lightsaber.
And it's red.
It's red.
So it's over.
Which means I'm evil.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Maul kills people, and it's like, they're trying to say it's, like, part of his character. And
Yeah.
He's just such a psycho. And it's
Yes.
like, I guess that's true, but at the same time, I've also seen other versions of Maul that aren't that, and it's like, what are you doing with him?
It's just a little confusing is all.
It's true. I
Yeah.
also read the Grievous book, and, like, I'm so glad it wasn't on this episode. But Maul, I got to give it to the ugly. It's just kind of like...
It is.
Yeah,
It's
I think we're in agreement
It is
there.
a story.
It is a story.
I get it.
It's a character study of Maul a little bit.
A little bit. And I kind of liked the situation where he's like, the Vision Quest.
Yeah, the Vision Quest.
Where he's
kinda
like,
cool.
duh!
The
Like,
problem for me is it's 2 books. It's
Yeah.
the story with Zek
yes.
on Coruscant, and then it's the story of going to this friggin'
when he-
Sith planet or whatever.
When he kills Zek, I'm like, oh, it's over? And then it
Yeah.
just keeps going.
So it's like, oh, well, either one of those fully fleshed out
Could have
Yeah.
been even more
cool and
satisfying.
interesting,
Would
but
have
it
shocked
just
the hell out of
feels
me.
rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have just been a training thing.
Yep.
Like, for him, and that would have been
just,
better.
Just commit to
Right.
one of these ideas.
Exactly.
But they didn't do that.
You know what I don't care for in the Jango Fett
Hmm.
story is that like he catches the girl. They've already brought her back to the ship, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we're having this scene where
Right.
like suddenly the bat creature's like, this is my moment.
Right.
She's already on the ship.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the worst possible time for me to try this.
Yes.
I don't know.
Like I was like,
No.
There's no.
Well, the book's
like,
almost over, I gotta do
rationale
it.
it
Wow.
wasn't even like he still had the girl
Yeah.
and it would be literally a trade. Like I was
Nope.
like, I don't understand
Yeah.
why
Because
that
they
happened.
well,
wanted...
this is when he got Boba Fett separated. From,
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
this
and they
is-
wanted that
it was a
scene where
crime
he,
of
like-
opportunity.
Right. Well, yeah, because they do
oh.
deliberately make it, because he's normally like behind him or next to him.
Yeah.
And this is the only time when they strayed, because like they're, and it's really because
fatal
Boba's
mistake.
Boba's confidence went up. Like he let his guard down.
Maybe.
Right, but I
yeah.
mean, like you could have done that with him holding the girl.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, but they wanted that scene where Django stuns the girl and knocks her out.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they
he
thought
could
that
have.
was-
He
that was
could have
worth
just
the
been
laugh.
carrying
Been
her.
having her over his shoulder.
That
the
would have been
ship.
cool. That would have been fun, actually. He would have been encumbered. He would have needed to rely on Boba to actually save
Yeah,
himself.
and that's what I'm saying. Like
right.
that's why I'm giving it to Dooku,
Yeah, that's
even though I
fair.
know Dooku's already lost.
No, that's fair though, because I
Because
didn't.
Tiger person.
Tiger Man. I
Too
mean,
bad
like
Ben's not here because
he would help
maybe
decide.
Ben would be a Dooku.
would've-
He would have gone for Maul.
Probably.
But I don't even want to call it bad. I don't. You know.
No, it's okay. That's the
It is the
that's
category
the
of,
guys
like,
of the show. It's
yeah.
the bad.
But I actually did genuinely enjoy it, and like
Yeah.
it was fun. It
So,
was-
yeah.
It's a tough. This is a tough choice.
Yeah.
Because we all agree this is the ugly, but like it's not that bad. for
No.
sure.
No.
It's fine, especially if you like Maul. If you're
Yeah.
actually like a genuine like die-in-the-wool like Darth Maul fan,
Yeah.
you might actually really enjoy this issue. You'd be
Yeah.
like, great, more Maul.
I actually think the art, like Luke Ross, I think does the best in this. I think he's like really pushing the shadows in this one.
I feel like the
Yeah.
art might be better in Dooku.
well, it's because it's a Catman.
The Catman,
Catman is
notwithstanding,
perfect.
There's no moment where Dooku just grossly doesn't look
No,
like
it's
Christopher
true.
Lee.
Right, No.
And like when
right.
you're trying to approximate actors' faces, like oftentimes, like when you do a head, yes, you pause the movie. Thank you for tracing it. But like for the most part, like in
Yeah.
every in most adaptations, they're like that sucks, or it's like 1-to-1. Like I
Yeah.
can't pinpoint the moments that Ross might have used to
Yeah.
inspire the images that he picked of Chris Lee. The fact is he could have gone with any Chris Lee movie made in the last 30 years, and it would have been a perfect
Yeah.
substitution.
I also like the fact that like Dooku uses his like
His
oldness.
intelligence- Yes, he's like, oh, come on,
yeah, like
Yeah.
he Gandalfs it up.
I could have been
almost.
Gandalf.
Like, you know,
I need
I
some
just
rest.
well, it's
Yeah.
not only that, but like when he's just like let an old man make
Like help you
amends.
out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
feel bad.
Yeah, that has more depth to
Still
the
kind of a
Sith.
good guy, you know.
Yeah, but that's the Sith, where it's like, of course the Sith would come from Jedi. Who else is trained in the Force? And so it's like, this explains like how the Sith get their claws in you and how the Sith are manipulative
That's
and
why they wanted the
intelligent.
Tiger Man
Yeah.
Right.
to get their claws.
Yeah, and I believe, Jesus, I believe there's hints in here of like what his ideology is, which is, I don't know.
Right.
He thinks the Jedi have, I don't know,
Fallen
they've gone too
apart,
far,
they're- yeah.
whatever. But like, he's not like fully on board with Palpatine
No.
necessarily. And you have the thought that like maybe if things had gone different, and I think they mentioned this at the end of the book in the afterword, where the scene with Obi-Wan, like this kind of like adds a little bit to it.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to recruit Obi-Wan in that scene, and it makes you think like, I wonder if Obi-Wan had gone along with him, maybe they would have taken down Palpatine.
Yeah.
In Attack of the Clones, actually, Dooku mentions where he says, like, I wish Qui-Gon were still here. I could use his advice right now. And it's like, yeah, like maybe if Qui-Gon had listened, because Qui-Gon was, of course, like, kind of a black sheep of the Jedi Order, so maybe they would have like wanted to, you know, maybe Qui-Gon would have been like, okay, clearly the Jedi are bullshit, but like, don't go with the cackling evil guy who shoots lightning out of his hands.
Yeah,
but
that's
lightning
not
is
the
pretty
answer.
baller, though.
Yeah, but he's really powerful. I don't know if you've met him, but there's just no defeating the evil that's risen in the...
And that's more
like
Saruman than
Saruman,
it is. Yeah, we must join with him.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon.
That's so funny. I never thought about it.
Oh my God.
It's like potentially basically the same character.
Yeah. That's either brilliant or super lazy. I don't know. You be the judge. We'll see you guys next week with an all-new episode, of course. No wrong box recommendation.
No, they're fine.
But yeah, Jango wins by default. But I gotta tell you, it was really close.
It was
I was
close.
You almost got me on the Dooku train.
I tried.
I did defend it at the very least. But,
I tried.
There you have it. But yeah, this will be no more Star Wars for a while. But there is a complimentary series done by the exact same creative team, but for good guys.
Yeah.
And we have 3 of them.
Yes.
So if you
Those
like
guys
this,
are missing one of them. If there's 4 for each.
yeah. So if you like this,
If you liked us shitting on these characters
and making fun of the prequels,
and then saying like, but in the end they were okay.
yeah, because that's the thing. Is it like, hey, you know what? Like these characters, when they're written by George, are really dumb, and when like anyone else has them, it's like they have potential.
You added some stuff.
But that's the thing. Like you know, people ask me all the time. They're like, what's the worst character? And I'm like, there aren't really any. Like it's failings in creative teams. Any character could be elevated unless like they were made, you know, exploitatively, or you know, if they're just like a one-dimensional thing, like Combos made a character who's a combination of all these different Marvel characters, and he's called Combo Man. I don't think there is redemption for Combo Man, but like there are other, you know what I mean, and that kind of thing.
Maul is pretty hard to redeem.
It's
because
tough.
there's literally nothing
But
there.
seeing Maul in Rebels, I was like, you know what though?
Well, you know, he's tabula rasa. Like he could be anything. So I guess yes.
You know, they should have just done the Zuko pitch.
Yes.
Like he's just filled with rage because he needs his honor back.
Yeah. And only Obi-Wan can give it to him. That'd be cool.